What's up, everybody? It's your friend Ricky J. Alvarez, Ricky the Realtor here with Boulevard Real Estate. Hope all is well. Hope you, the fam, everyone's staying safe. And just want to thank you guys. Appreciate all your love, your support. Thanks for tuning in. So let's just dive right into it, everybody. So this is Raw and Uncut Real Estate, episode number 28. And just giving you our unbiased, unfiltered opinion about the real estate market so you're better educated and better versed in what's going on out there in the industry, and you can make a better, I should say, more educated decision when you're out there either buying or selling real estate. Ultimately, we're here for you, here to help you, and whether you're working with us or not, just want to be able to provide you a little bit of value, get you over a little bit of information so you can better educate yourselves and better educate others. So ultimately, today is very important because we're talking about buyer misconceptions, buyer myths. And we do have some very important information. It's a great headline in the lending industry that we want to highlight as well. But ultimately, we're going to jump right into our misconception, our buyer myth. I don't know who told you, whether it was a neighbor, a friend, maybe your parents even told you. I don't know, some guy maybe at Starbucks when you're waiting in line for your coffee. But ultimately, no, you do not, guys. No, you do not need 20% down to purchase a home. I hear that question all the time. Folks feel that they need the 20% down. I'm always asked, how much do you need to save? Ultimately, you guys, you need to just be ready to be able to put down a down payment and have some money for closing costs, and also have some reserves on the side for any particular, repairs, improvements that you want to do on the property. Ultimately, I would say if you have at least 5% down, 5% in your bank, you are ready to start the process so you can get some information, just so you have the concrete number, something that's in front of you. You can be able to talk about the different loan programs that are available to you with your lender. We don't know all the answers, or else we would pretty much, we'd be perfect, but we're not perfect. So anyways, the lender that we put you in touch with, and we have some amazing ones in our network, they're gonna make sure that you are very well informed. They go through the process with you, and ultimately you know what you're getting yourself into. But I would say if you have 5%, you are ready to rock and get started. The more you want to save is totally up to you. If you want to avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance, which is why a lot of people say you need 20% down, you guys, because that will avoid having to include the private mortgage insurance in the loan, because once you have reached that 20% threshold, then you can go ahead and it will be waived. It's not necessary. You have to have at least 20% down for that to be avoidable, or to avoid that essentially. So you can put down as low as 3.5% going FHA. There are programs out there I've seen recently, depending on the lender, they can put down as low as 3% conventional. Conventional is a little bit more strict on the credit scores and debt to income ratio, stuff of that nature. They're a little bit more difficult and a little bit more strict, but FHA is a lot more lenient, but they're also limited in the amount of property essentially that you can purchase, because you technically can't purchase something that needs a lot of work with FHA because the condition of the property is very important. So ultimately keep those things in mind, but it's a total myth, guys. It's not true. You do not need 20% down to purchase a home. Lows 3.5% to possibly 3% down, and make sure you get in touch with us or get in touch with the lender. Make sure that they go over everything with you so that you know exactly what is available to you and what makes, essentially the most sense for you and your family. You want to pick out the best program that's available to you, and ultimately weigh all the options and just look at the pros and cons. So the important news that we want to bring you aware of, or essentially let you know about, is something that started in January. So ultimately it's now it's available. Folks can take advantage of it, and we're extremely excited because all our DACA recipients, all our friends who have DACA, they are now able to purchase a home, which was not the case a couple years ago. We were trending in the right direction. There were some programs that were available, but then a lot of lenders have not wanted to touch it because their status here in the United States was not certain based on politics. Essentially, we won't get into that too much, but essentially banks just felt it was a higher risk for them at that point, which is based on their nature to assess risk. So don't take it too personal, guys. But we do have great news, and that's why we're here. We want to announce it, tell you that you can take advantage of. If you or anybody you know has DACA and they're thinking about purchasing a home, they can now go out and utilize FHA financing as low as 3.5% down, minimum got a tongue twister there. Minimum 580 credit score. So the better credit score, the better it is. Usually that will play into the rates and get you a better rate if you have a higher interest. Get a better interest rate if you have a lower debt to income ratio, also lower credit score. All those stuff come into play, you guys. So those are all the minimum requirements. If you have any further questions, please let us know. We're happy to point you in the right direction, or go to HUD.gov. You'll see some more information there. And ultimately, it's just some amazing news for our DACA folks. They can go out and purchase a home and ultimately take advantage of this market with low interest rates and get into a property for them and their family, or just something that they can get started with on their own or with their partners. So great news, guys. Love giving you guys some information, being able to be a resource for you and be a source of information, I should say. But ultimately, thank you so much for joining us. We were talking about home buyer misconceptions and myths, and ultimately, no, you do not need 20% down to buy a house, guys. Lowest 3.5. Credit scores must be in the 650s, I believe, to get some very competitive rates. And essentially for DACA folks, great news for you as well. FHA is now allowing DACA 3.5% down and minimum 580 credit score. So there's some amazing programs out there. We don't know everything that's available to you. That's why we're going to put you in touch with some amazing lenders that will, we're going to put you in the right hands so that these lenders can essentially help you and educate you. So ultimately, it's a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. This was Raw and Uncut Real Estate, episode number 28. And thank you again, guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.